Hi, it's Amanda the Nail Polish Hound, and today I'm going to be sorting through my red creme polishes, starting off with these three, which are sort of a pinky red colour. And the first one is this Polish Me Royalty polish. It's called Mulled Wine. It is in my project polish this year, and it's a sort of pinky red. I have used it a few times, but not seemingly made much progress on it. I have thinned it once already. If I have to thin it again, then this one will probably leave my collection because they start to get difficult to dry, but for the moment it's staying. Next up is this Insta-Dry by Sally Hansen. This was the polish that I used in my 60-second nail polish challenge, and it's called Racy Rouge. It's kind of gone a bit streaky now. The formula's not as good as I remember it. This is what it looks like on the swatch wheel, and I'm going to be letting that one go. You can see the Polish Me Royalty to the left of that one that I forgot to show you earlier. Then we have this crème. This one is called Pomegranate. I really like this. I've got 2 bottles of it. Both of them have got some use to them. This one's about halfway gone, so I'm definitely going to be keeping this one. Again, it's a sort of pinky red. That's what it looks like on the swatch wheel. You might be thinking it should have been in my pinks, but when you compare it to a pink, this is Shocking Pink by crème, you can see that it's definitely more red than it is pink. Anyway, staying in my collection. Next up, we've got all of my truer red polishes, and the first one, as I'm sure you will recognise from the bottle, is Louboutin Rouge. I love this polish. Not just for the bottle, I like the polish as well. It's a really lovely bright red, and I wear this one every year at Christmas. And that's what it looks like on the swatch wheel. So that's Louboutin Rouge staying in my collection. Next we have this OPI, and this one is called Having a Big Head Day, and it is another sort of true red colour. That's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel, and as you can see it's almost exactly the same colour as the Louboutin Rouge, maybe just slightly lighter, but I am going to be keeping it because I only use the Louboutin Rouge at Christmas, and if I want a red at any other time, this is the one that I'm going to reach for. So this one's staying in my collection as well. Next we have this Jelly High Shine by crème. It's called Blood Orange. It definitely does have a bit of an orangey tinge to it, but not very much. And on the swatch wheel you can see that it is again almost exactly the same colour as the other two. I don't need 3 of this sort of colour, so I'm going to be letting this one go. Next up is this Essie, and this one does look a little bit more pink toned in the bottle. It's called Jump in My Jumpsuit. I did have a mini of this, and I swear that the mini was actually a lot more red and less pink toned. This one definitely has a bit more of a pinkish tinge to it. That's what it looks like on the swatch wheel, and it actually looks quite similar to the next one, which I know I'm going to be keeping, so I'm going to be letting this Essie go. And the last one from this little group is what was my favourite red of all time until I got the Louboutin Rouge, and this is Lacquer Rouge by Chanel. Quite similar in comparison to the Essie, and I don't think I need them both, and I'm definitely not getting rid of this one, so I also have a backup bottle of this. They again both do have some use because neither of them were bought new. So that's Lacquer Rouge, and that's going to be staying in my collection. The next 2 here are a little bit darker, more sort of burgundy toned. This first one is an OPI, it's called We the Female. This one has an amazing formula. I have worn it quite a lot. I can't see a fill line on this one, but I'm sure there ought to be one. This is what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. You will see some bubbling on this swatch wheel. It's because I did put the top coat on when it was really hot. It's no fault of the polishes at all, just the fault of the weather. So I'm going to be keeping this one. And in comparison, the Hollow Taco is a little bit more sort of blue toned. And this is I'm Over Brew, not a polish that I have worn yet. So I'm looking forward to wearing this one, possibly put this one on my autumn nail polish rack. And that's what this one looks like on the swatch wheel. So you can see it's a little bit more blue toned than the last one. So last little grouping in this video, here are my darker reds. Starting off with another OPI. This one is called I've Got the Blues for Red. I used to really love this polish. I did enjoy wearing it on my nails, but I don't wear reds very often. And this is what this one looks like. It is a lovely colour, but I can't justify keeping all of these, so I'm going to be letting this one go. And the reason that I'm letting it go is because of this next one, which looks almost identical, and this is Malaga Wine. This one does have a slightly more pink tone to it when you compare the two in the bottle though, and on the swatch wheel they look almost the same. This is what it looks like on the swatch wheel, and I just prefer this one a little bit more, so I'm going to be keeping this one and letting the last one go. Next we have got Rimmel London's Berries and Cream, and I've got quite a lot of use on this little polish. I do really like this, but it is almost identical in colour to the last one. So I'm going to keep it for now because I have used about half of it up. This one's on my summer nail polish rack at the moment. I have actually worn it but forgot to take a photograph of it. And I might put this one into my project polish just to finish it up. And here's what that one looks like on the swatch wheel. And you can see how similar those last three are. I really only need one, but seeing as this one has got a lot of use already, I'll keep this one and use it up, and then I have got Malaga Wine to fall back on. Then we've got a red that is so dark it's verging on looking black. This one is called Visions of Love, and I don't really like this really dark sort of shade in just a cream formula. This is what it looks like on the swatch wheel, so I'm going to let this one go. And last of all we have this SE. This one is called Skirting the Issue. It's also quite dark, but it's a little bit sheer. This is what that one looks like on the swatch wheel. I do like this colour a little bit more because it's slightly lighter than the last one, but I've got a funny feeling this one might be a stainer. So I'm going to put it into my pending destash pile, try it out, and if it does stain my nails, this one will be going as well. So I've got 5 reds leaving my collection immediately, one that's already in my project polish, which I will finish up one way or the other this year, and another one that might go into my project polish, and then we've got one going into my pending pile. And here are all the ones that are staying in my collection for the moment. I'm quite happy with the number that I've destashed, and I'm more happy with the polishes that I've got left. Still quite a lot of reds for someone who doesn't wear red that often, but I like the ones that I've kept. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with the ones that I got rid of and the ones that I kept, and I hope I will see you soon in my next red nail polish destash. Bye!